Imagine a secret so profound, it could shatter a family to pieces. In the heartland of India, the rhythm of life beats in harmony. A family seemingly untouched by the world's chaos lives in tranquility. Meet our characters, the pillars of this family. A husband, a respected businessman, known for his integrity and hard work. His reputation precedes him, and he is admired within his community. His wife, a devoted homemaker, her love and care are the warmth in their home. She takes pride in her family, cherishing the happiness they've built together. Their life seems perfect, like an idyllic painting of domestic bliss. The love and respect they share are the envy of those around them. A picture of happiness, a testament to the perfect Indian family. But as we delve deeper, we realize that things are not always as they seem. But beneath this facade of happiness, a dark secret lurks. Our protagonist wasn't just a businessman and a family man. In truth, he was leading a double life, a secret existence hidden away from the prying eyes of his loved ones. On one side, he was the dedicated husband, a doting father, a successful businessman. But beneath this facade of normalcy, he was living a life riddled with lies and deceit. He had another world, a world where he was not bound by the constraints of his marital vows or the responsibilities of fatherhood. This was a world where he was free to indulge in his desires, where he didn't have to worry about the consequences of his actions. It was a world where he could be who he truly was, without any pretenses. He was an expert in maintaining this delicate balance between his two worlds. He had devised an intricate web of lies, so complex that even he sometimes found it hard to keep track. He had separate phones for his separate lives, separate social media accounts, even separate sets of friends. He was careful to ensure that his two worlds never collided. He was a master manipulator, always staying one step ahead of everyone. He had an answer for every question, an alibi for every situation. He had perfected the art of deception to such an extent that he could lie without batting an eyelid. But he wasn't just deceiving his wife and family, he was deceiving himself too. Yet, even as he spun this web of deceit, he knew that he was walking a tightrope. He knew that one misstep could bring his whole world crashing down. He lived in constant fear of being exposed, of his secret life being laid bare for all to see. But he was too deep into his deception to turn back now. He believed that he had everything under control, that he could keep his secret hidden forever. He was confident, perhaps too confident. He thought that he could outsmart everyone, that he could play this dangerous game without any consequences. But as we all know, secrets have a way of coming out. One day the man's secret life began to unravel. It started as a whisper of doubt, a nagging feeling at the back of the wife's mind. Her husband's stories, once seamless, were now riddled with inconsistencies. His late-night phone calls, his sudden business trips, the unexplained absences, they all began to form a picture that she couldn't ignore. At first she thought it was her imagination playing tricks on her. After all, they had been married for several years and nothing like this had ever come up before. But the inconsistencies continued to pile up, each one chipping away at the trust she had for her husband. She started to notice the little things, the way his gaze would shift when he was recounting his day, the subtle changes in his tone, the uneasy fidgeting. The man she once knew seemed to be transforming before her eyes, his true nature revealing itself in the most heartbreaking way. Her heart was heavy with the weight of suspicion. A part of her wanted to confront him, to demand the truth. But another part of her was scared of what that truth might be. She was caught in a whirlwind of emotions, confusion, anger, fear, betrayal. She started to investigate, digging deeper into the inconsistencies in her husband's stories. She began to piece together the fragments of truth, each one a painful revelation. She found hidden emails, secret messages, and evidence of clandestine meetings. Every discovery was like a stab to the heart, each one confirming her worst fears. Her world was shattering around her, the fabric of her reality tearing at the seams. The man she had dedicated her life to, the man she had loved and trusted, was living a double life. And she was the last one to find out. The pain of betrayal was unbearable, the shock almost paralyzing. She was now standing at the precipice of truth, staring into the abyss of deception. The doubts and fears that had been gnawing at her were now replaced by the harsh reality. Her husband was leading a double life, and she was the unsuspecting victim of his deceit. And then she discovered the truth. She discovered the Faced with the undeniable evidence, the husband had no choice but to confess. The confrontation was inevitable. The air between them was thick with tension, a palpable sense of betrayal hanging heavily. The husband, once a pillar of trust, now wore the mask of a deceiver. The wife, once filled with love and respect, now brimmed with disappointment and hurt. It was a scene far removed from the fairy tale they had once promised each other. The husband's confession was a bitter pill to swallow. His voice wavered as he admitted his transgressions, each word a painful echo of his betrayal. He recounted his double life, a grim tale of deceit and lies. His apology was heartfelt, yet it did little to mend the gaping wound his actions had inflicted. The wife's heartbreak was profound. Her world, once filled with love and trust, was now shattered into a million pieces. Her tears flowed freely, a silent testimony to the pain she felt. Her disbelief was replaced by a painful reality. The man she loved, the man she trusted, had betrayed her. The impact of this revelation on their family was devastating. The once happy home was now a battlefield of broken trust and shattered dreams. The children, innocent bystanders in this cruel play, were left confused and hurt. The family unit, once strong and united, was now fragmented and broken. The husband's confession marked a turning point in their lives. It was a stark reminder of the consequences of deceit, a painful lesson in trust and betrayal. The wife, though heartbroken, found strength in her pain. She vowed to rebuild her life, to rise from the ashes of her broken dreams. In that moment, their world came crashing down. But it also marked the beginning of a new chapter, a chapter of healing and hope. Despite the pain and heartbreak, they were determined to find their way back to love and trust, to mend the broken bonds and rebuild their shattered world. In the aftermath of the revelation, the wife was left to pick up the pieces of her shattered life. As the dust settled, she found herself standing amidst the ruins of what was once a life filled with love, trust, and companionship. The man she thought she knew, the man she had built a home with, had turned out to be a stranger, a mirage of deceit. She grappled with a whirlwind of emotions: betrayal, shock, anger, grief. They all jostled for space in her heart, each demanding to be felt in its raw intensity. There were moments of disbelief, times when she would wake up hoping it was all a bad dream. But reality with its harsh light would soon shatter that illusion. Yet in this tumult of emotions, there was no room for self-pity. She refused to let herself be reduced to a victim. Yes, she had been wronged. Yes, she had been deceived. But she was more than just the woman who was cheated on. She was a survivor, a fighter, and she wouldn't let this ordeal define her. As the days turned into weeks and weeks into months, she started rebuilding her life piece by piece. She sought solace in her work, found strength in her friends and family. She immersed herself in activities that brought her joy, that reminded her of her worth beyond this relationship. And through this journey of healing, she discovered a resilience she never knew she had. She realized that she was stronger than the pain, stronger than the betrayal. She found in herself a courage that transcended the deceit, a determination that rose above the heartbreak. This ordeal, as devastating as it was, became a crucible that forged her into a stronger, more resilient woman. It taught her that she had the power to withstand the storm, to rise from the ashes, and to move forward with dignity and grace. Through her pain, she found a strength she never knew she had. And in the wake of betrayal, she found her true self. Betrayal, heartbreak, resilience, a story of a woman who faced the unimaginable. This tale we've shared is one that is tragically common, yet unique in its complexities. A woman unsuspecting and in love finds her world shattered by deception. Her husband, the man she trusted, led a double life that left her questioning everything she believed in. Yet, in the midst of this devastation, she found resilience. She navigated through the storm of deception, confronted the painful truth, and began the process of healing. The journey was arduous, filled with moments of doubt and despair, but she persevered. She learned lessons about trust and betrayal, about strength and vulnerability. This story serves as a reminder that even in the face of deceit and heartbreak, we possess an extraordinary capacity to heal and rebuild. It's a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. In the end, she emerged stronger, a testament to the power of the human spirit in the face of adversity.